Is this a video game or a James Bond film? Perfect Dark Zero. Which James Bond would play Joanna Dark? I'm going to go with George Lazenby. This is an early Xbox 360 game released at the very end of 2005. And as you would expect from Rare, the level design, weapons, and music are excellent. Particularly the level design. They've always been so good at that. Rare developed the legendary first-person shooter GoldenEye and the very popular Perfect Dark on the N64, which we reviewed back in 2000 when it was new and is one of our most controversial reviews. More on that later. Let's focus on this game. You are playing as Joanna Dark, and this is a prequel to the N64 game. I immediately stopped paying attention to the storyline because it seemed ridiculous. As I review Perfect Dark Zero today in the middle of 2009, this game might cost you $5 or $6. It's an extremely affordable game and packs a lot of value for the money because you get a fairly sizable single-player campaign with a couple different difficulty settings, lots of weapons, and this game in particular I find very good for replay value. You can just play through the levels on normal first and then ratchet up the difficulty to hard.
Chandra will sell whatever intel you snag on the net. Stay out of the club. Use your gun only as a last resort.
His definition of last resort is different than mine. I tried using magic, but I didn't have magic, so I used my gun instead. It was the last resort. The storyline doesn't interest me at all, but just playing through the levels, especially the first time, is extremely fun. And after all, that's why you play this game, because it's fun, and it is. They've done a nice job with that fun aspect. And did you catch that? Always wear the right nail polish for the occasion. Perfect Dark Zero is notably much slower than many other popular shooters these days, like the Call of Duty series and Halo. In fact, she feels like she's wading through a pool of jello most of the time. The combat itself is a lot of fun and can get very frantic, but you just don't move around very quickly. Picking off people from a distance seems the best way to play this game. She's not terribly maneuverable. Maybe Joanna Dark and Marcus Phoenix can get together sometime. And now, watch your thoughts. That's not what I meant.
Get down!
Perfect Dark Zero can get challenging because frequently you're not just shooting your way through levels and trying to survive, but you're also trying to accomplish things in a certain amount of time, or protect your partner.
Come on, Joe. The cleaning rig's out of power. Can you kickstart the motor? Come on!
While there's no clear definition on what good level design is, when you play this game, I think you'll see it. It's not just that Perfect Dark Zero has lots of different environments that you're fighting in, but that they're colorful, creative, well laid out. You're frequently going up and down levels. There's lots of things going on. And while it has a sort of cartoonish style compared to the ultra-realism of something like Call of Duty 4, it seems to fit well with the relatively lighthearted science fiction action in Perfect Dark Zero.
Our opponent, my own flesh and blood, the undefeated Mayhem! Combat is not combat.
Now, back to the original Perfect Dark review that we did for the N64 back in 2000 when it was brand new. Some people get upset because we did not shower it with praise from beginning to end.
Please redeem yourselves by terminating the intruder.
You shot me!
And I remember this very well. Actually, we liked the gameplay very much and the level design and the weapons.
If I had the...
Dr. Carroll? You and me are gonna have a chat about Ziegler.
But could not possibly understand why we had to pay more for an N64 game than a Dreamcast game. Because, admittedly, we were Sega Dreamcast fanboys back then, and you had to buy that extra memory expander thing for the N64, and it just seemed so overpriced and outdated compared to a Sega Dreamcast game, and that's where we were back then. These days, I don't get nearly as concerned about the name of the console because, frankly, they're all the same and it doesn't matter. It's about the game. Although a new Dreamcast would be nice.
We just... Joanna! Come in! Do you read me, Doc?
In conclusion, for the very, very affordable price that you can find this game today, Perfect Dark Zero is an excellent buy. It's a lot of fun and there's even some people still playing multiplayer online.